What's up, guys? Welcome back to Stephen Somerville Irish Rugby, where we talk all things Irish Rugby related. And you see why I'm wearing this Ireland shirt today? Because the Six Nations squad for 2022 has been officially announced. It was just announced about nearly 20 minutes ago. And I thought I'd go live to give my quick reaction to the squad. And I must say, big surprises and a few placements and a few surprises, I must say, in this squad. I'll go for the front row. I'll go for the names in the front row just one by one. What I think about it. So I'll go through them. Do you know what? I'm going to go through them very much in the case of their positions, which I'm going to start in the loose head. So we've got Andrew Porter, Dave Kilcoyne, and Cian Healy as the loose head props. And for me, no surprise there. That was Andy Farrell's options to go for in the autumn, and sorry about that. I'm gonna have to. There we go. Because it was just. I'm going to have to probably move somewhere where I get the connection going. But you just bear in mind when I have to put the lights on. There we go. So just bear with me, guys, a couple of seconds. Sorry, this is all live, but I had to get my quick reaction to it. So that's really much better. So yeah, the loose heads, Porter, Kilcoyne, and Healy, no surprise there. That was using the autumn. I think it'll be Porter number one, and I think it'll be Cian Healy on the bench. I think that's a bit of an upgrade because I don't think we would have used Porter as number one from when we started in the autumn because last year was all Healy and Kilcoyne. Now we've got Porter and Healy to switch places is really good for inform. Let's hope it works going forward. But I have no doubt that Porter will get better because he's going to be alongside in the hooker area with Ronan Gallagher, Dan Sheehan, and Rob Herring. No surprise there. Even though I'm an Ulster man, I'd love to see Rob Herring somewhere near the squad. I think it's perfectly right that Dan Sheehan is with Ronan Gallagher. I think Ronan Gallagher is going to be the starting two because I think Ronan Gallagher has shown that he's really developing into the squad more. And we need those Irish players to really come through, especially a player like him and especially like Dan Sheehan. What they're showing for Leinster is just incredible. So yeah, I've got no doubts about it. That Ronan Gallagher is number two, and for me, Dan Sheehan will be number 16 in my opinion. And then the tight head, obviously Tadhg Furlong for me, but the best number three in the world. He's going to be alongside Finlay Bealham and Tom O'Toole. Yeah, I think maybe I would say, will we lack there? I don't know. The way I've been watching rugby at the moment, in Ireland wise, anyone who could come in and do a job behind Furlong, it's hard to say, but I think it would have to be, even though Tom O'Toole is still developing and he's really doing good for Ulster, I just feel like Finlay Bealham, the way he's playing for Connacht, he'd be really good to come off the bench for Furlong if he has to, you know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, I think I would go for Porter over Bealham if that was the case, but in terms of bench wise, number 18, I have Bealham there, but for me, that's the 1, 2, 3 sorted. But for me, Porter, Gallagher, and Furlong, no doubt for me going forward in Six Nations. And then we have the tight head lock. We've got James Ryan, we've got Tadhg Beirne, we've got Ian Henderson, Ryan Bird, and surprisingly, we've got Kieran Treadwell in the squad. My thoughts on Kieran Treadwell in the squad. As an Ulsterman, I'm really happy to see that. But I think with the names there on that on the locks, it's going to be really hard for Kieran Treadwell to break in. I think you'd probably be lucky to get him off the bench against Italy, in my opinion. Yeah, but overall the locks, for me, my starting locks after seeing the squad now, it has to be James Ryan and Ian Henderson for me. I think them two really work together, and I know what Paul O'Connell's doing when he's come into the side. He'll know that position well, and he's coaching them to do their job, and he'll be looking to continue that, and especially getting advice with the likes of Paul O'Connell, in the round the squad is must be giving them more confidence, and they can then that partnership works together. But that's not to say if Tadhg Beirne can do the job either, because we don't know if he'll be coming in the squad, but he's in the squad. I think there was no surprise there. And Ryan Bird for me. I think Ryan Bird is the feature as well, but it'd be hard for him. I think it'd be hard for him to get in the starting 23 over Tadhg Beirne. I don't know how they'll do it, but it's good to see that depth there. And I just want to say congratulations to Kieran Treadwell on making the squad. So we move on to the 6s, the 7s, and the 8s. We've got Keelan Doris, we've got Peter O'Mahony, we've got Josh Van der Fleer, we've got Nick Timoney, we've got Jack Conan, and we've got Gavin Coombs. No surprise, and I think that was picked in the autumn as well. It's good to see that that we saw the likes of Doris, we saw the likes of Josh Van der Fleer and Jack Conan, you know, in a way that really worked in the autumn. Oh my goodness, I never seen it like I thought Josh Van der Fleer played like David Wallace in the way he's been playing at the moment. You know what I mean? So any surprises there? It's good to see the likes of Nick Timoney and Gavin Coombs and Peter O'Mahony. It's good backup in my opinion because if you have the likes of Doris, Van der Fleer and Conan who work together in that great Leinster team, and you have the likes of O'Mahony, Timoney and Coombs, oh my goodness, they're stars for their own clubs. You know, that they can come off the bench and they definitely do a job. I know Pierre Manny has still a lot to give to the squad. Would I see any more players out there? I thought Connor Oliver from Colin was maybe a shout. You had the likes of Max Deegan or Rugby's Ruddock, but I can see why they went down that route. They can only fit as many as they can in those positions. But I've got no doubts. I would pick that every day of the week. And my 6, 7, 8 is obviously going to Six Nations will be Doris, Van der Fleer, and Conan because of how they've been playing and Mason free. Sorry. So we move on now to the backs of the squad. We're going to start off with the scrum halves, and we've got Gibson Park, we've got Conor Murray, and we've got Craig Casey. Now, I think Craig Casey has been sort of iffy for Munster a wee bit. I know he's been a big prospect. I've got no doubt that Craig Casey will improve. If you're asking me any more players should have been in the squad, maybe. Was that the case of bringing in Nathan Doak? But to be fair, I can see why they picked Craig Casey because of what Andy Farrell's doing going forward. Because I think they see Craig Casey as a young, good prospect. He's gonna really break out. He'll potentially take over Conor Murray, in my opinion, when he retires. But I think Craig Casey is also good as a backup. I think, to be fair as well, as an Ulsterman, I would like to see John Cody just stick around Ulster as well as Nathan Doak around Ulster, so we just keep many good players as we can at the squad during the Six Nations. But because of the postponed matches, but I'm sure that's a fair enough video for a day. But yeah, they're your scrum halves. It's Gibson Park, Murray, and Casey. But I think my number 9 is going to be Gibson Park. No doubt. I think he's been informed for and especially grabbing that number 9 for the country. For Leinster and Ireland, but I think I've no doubts that Conor Murray will be on the bench. And I'll definitely have that. So, number 10, obviously, who's going to be our captain for this year? Johnny Saxton will be the fly half. After that, we've got Joey Carberry in the squad, and with Jack Carty. Jack Carty has been proved by doubters, and Jack Carty is in the squad, and. I think seeing Jack Carty in that squad is all the worth, alongside Joey Carberry, is well worth you should be well happy about it as an Irish fan because if you would have saw the two Byrne brothers, I'm sure they'll develop. I think Ross Byrne is a bit sort of, he can do it for his club, but he can't do it really for his country. And I think Harry Byrne has still got a lot to learn in terms of his progression. I think it's good for Harry Byrne to not be around the squad at the moment. I thought when he came on against Argentina, he was a bit sort of making decisions that were dodgy. But I think Harry Byrne will improve. I don't know about Ross Byrne for country level, but we'll have to wait and see. But Joey Carberry, I mean, he's been out injured, but he's in the squad with Carty and Saxton. So I'm wondering, is Carberry going to be available for Ireland when it comes to about maybe the 3rd or 4th round or 5th round by that stage? I'm really happy about that, but I definitely wouldn't rush Carberry. I think Jack Carty for me is the informed fly half behind Saxton. So for me against Wales, first off, I think I would no doubt see Jack Carty on that bench against Wales. Back up to Saxton, maybe until Carberry comes back. But that's good. Who knows? But I'm really happy with those options, to be fair, over the what we'll have, and I'll definitely take that every day of the week. I think it's a good way. We're going to the number 10 jersey this year, and really pick players we're going for. So we move on to the winners. We'll go with 11 and the 14th. We've got Keith Earls, we've got Jordan Larmour, we've got Andrew Conway, we've got Rob Balakoon, and surprisingly, we've got Mark Hansen in the squad. Now, there's no James Lowe, and we saw what James Lowe did against the All Blacks a few months ago. He had the game of his life, and James Lowe is not even in the squad. And Mark Hansen is over in place of him. I don't know, but Jordan Larmour has come back into the squad. We've seen what Jordan Lormer has been. He's been scoring tries. You know what I mean? So I've got no problems with Jordan Lormer's squad. To be fair, over James Lowe, they're all good in my opinion. I think for me, in terms of starting, I think I'm going to go with Lormer at number 11. And I think I'm going to go for either Conway or Balogun. I think it'll be either of those three playing down the wings because I think them lot are the best we can pick at the moment. But we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm also good at priors and also fancy Rob Balogun there as always. But he was picked in the Autumn squad. But we'll just have to wait and see where Farrell does. But I go for Lorimer and Conway at the moment. But maybe Balogun as well. That's where I stand. So we move on to the centres. We've got Robbie Henshaw, Bindiaki, Gary Ringrose, and James Hume. And we've got so no McCluskey, but no Chris Rowell, but James Hume has got his place in the squad. I think I'd go with that. I think if you're Bindiaki and you see the likes of Gary Ringrose come back in or Robbie Henshaw coming back in, I think Power will go with Henshaw and Ringrose, but I would have no problem seeing Bindiaki in there either. To be fair, I think that either three are starting centres. We'll have to wait and see what Farrell does. For me, I don't know. It's really hard for me to say. I think if you were me, I maybe go for Henshaw and Ringrose, but I wouldn't be disappointed if Aki was in there too. So my 12-13 will be Henshaw and Ringrose, but there you go. So on to the last position of the video. We've got Hugo Keenan and Michael Lowry who fill out the fullbacks with Keith Earls. And for me, no surprise with Hugo Keenan. He's going to be a strong 15. And no surprise, Keith Earls. I think Keith Earls is going to be the number 23 coming off the bench. We need, because I know Keith Earls is really closely putting up to that 100 cap mark for Ireland. So I'm pretty sure Keith Earls will have a big part to play in the squad. He's off the bench or he's even started. Who knows? I think for me, he's better off the bench, Keith Earls, because he can cover multiple positions. Now, Michael Lowry, as an Ulster fan, I think Michael Lowry has, out of all the 15s in the country, I think Will Allison was could have been in line for the squad if he wasn't injured, to be fair. But I think Michael Lowry has been the one at 15 who's really impressed. You saw his performance against Northampton a few days ago. That was like man of the match. And Michael Lowry's really stepped up in those big games, to be fair, over the season that I've watched. And especially against last year in the RDS, he was taking out 15 position when he took over for Will Allison and really did something, you know what I mean? And he's really improving year by year, Michael Lowry. And it's really good to see that as an Ulsterman. But I would have picked, if you were given the options at the moment, what we've had, I think Michael Lowry would have been in the shout for the squad, but he's in the squad now. So I think this is I'm really happy with the squad, to be fair. I think obviously there'll be people who will have mixed opinions about certain players, but I've just gone on to the fact that we need to build for 2023, in my opinion, of the World Cup. But we also need to have a really good Six Nations, in my opinion. But it's all about building for this World Cup, in my opinion. And we have to develop a squad that are used to each other. And we don't have to, not sort of used, if I say used to each other, but we have to build a squad that will not drop off, that would like we've seen in the past, and that they know they've got a World Cup in the next few years. And I want to push hard in that competition and actually try and win, in my opinion, unlike previous years where we haven't done. So I think for me, us Irish fans, and I think the players are very aware that we shouldn't get too excited, even the Six Nations coming up is we can get excited if we win the Six Nations, but we just need to, after that, really tap down and really focus on the World Cup, coming forward in 2023. I think that's the aim for Ireland. We need to build a squad, and we need to build our squad all over that will really compete in every single game that they can. And for me, I'm happy with the squad today. Surprising shouts, but bring it on, Farron, bring it on. The Six Nations starts in 2 weeks' time, and bring it on, because what I've seen from the autumn is really positive. I know Andy Farrell, along with Mike Catt and Paul O'Connell and Simon HTB are really pushing this Ireland squad. I think they are pushing for 2023, and for me, it's really positive to see them pick options that are good for the future. Because I know there's other good players that weren't in the squad, but what can you do? I'm just happy overall as an Irishman to see the players that were picked today, and we can go far in what we have in terms of going forward in the future and the Six Nations. So that's my reaction to the squad. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the team so Irish Rugby, as I'll be back next time for when the final round of the European Champions Cup will be this weekend. So catch me there after the match reactions. But this has been my reaction to the Six Nations squad for 2022 for Ireland. Hope all you four provinces around the provinces of Ireland have a good day, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the team for Irish Rugby, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, guys.